And you might start to see what you're working with today. As in, you start to notice what's going on in your mind. Don't have to name it or label it. I just see that the mind is very busy, or is holding on to certain types of thought. And you might see that that is reflected in your body. So what you're really referring to is how your body feels right now. So just let that awareness melt or dissolve. So it doesn't feel as if it's stuck inside your head anymore. Just allow it to spread equally down through your entire body, your limbs, hands and feet. Noticing anything arising and passing away. There are many ways that metta is traditionally practiced, but personally I don't think that some of them work very well in the modern sense, so I've changed the order around a little bit. So how this starts is, first of all, we just bring into mind a person or a pet that we find it really easy to feel compassionate about or to feel loving towards. Sometimes it's a child because they're pretty pure, just like animals can be, dogs and cats and other pets. But just bring to mind a being that you find it really easy to feel love towards. You can forgive them easily. Just the thought of that person or pet is enough to make you feel a certain way that you associate with compassion. Just keep bringing them to mind. It might even be some memories of them or things you've done with them. And notice how it changes the sensations in your body. What you're feeling is love or kindness or compassion. But you're actually feeling that. So refer to what it is to feel that. Go directly to that experience of compassion or love that you're feeling, because we'll use that as a reference for the rest of the practice. And what we see is that we don't want this individual, this animal, or this person to experience any pain or suffering. We clearly want them to be free and just happy. And just something in that attitude and that wish towards them very much changes our relationship to them. We can be understanding of their faults. We can forgive them easily. We might even see that the strange behaviours they sometimes exhibit just because they're trying to be happier or suffer less. So this is a hard practice, so don't worry if it feels like a struggle. And then we just make 3 simple wishes for that person. And those wishes would be what you would want for someone that you felt a lot of love for, and that was may you be happy, may you be healthy, or as healthy as possible, and may you be free from suffering. And I wish those things for you. And you just take that individual and put a little miniature version of them up on one of your shoulders. They're going to join you for the rest of the practice. And then we come to a second individual. So now we start using what we've just developed and extending it outwards. Our second individual is someone that's neutral to us. So it might be like a postman or postwoman who we just see, or a neighbour that maybe we don't know that well, and who's not, we don't particularly have any feelings either way for. Someone who works in the local shop, or someone we can picture in our head. And we see that that person experiences exactly the same trials and tribulations that we do, and that our first person did. You might notice how our sensations in our body are ambivalent or neutral. They might even feel like there's a sort of void when we think about this person because it doesn't bring up any reaction in us. But now we just gently start to see if we can extend a small fraction of that same feeling that we did for the first person. If we can extend that out towards this neutral individual. And again, this might feel a little bit forced, which is very natural and normal. Or we might find that we can just logically extend some kindness and compassion out to them, because we see that they suffer from the same worries, same anxieties that we do. They might feel just as lost. And ultimately they just want to be happy, just like we do. So we try to extend out the same wish or sentiment. And that is, may you be happy, may you be as healthy as possible, and may you be free from suffering too. There would be no reason for me not to wish that, because I know what it feels like to suffer. I know what it feels like to want happiness. And strangely, the next time that you see or meet this individual, you're going to feel very different towards them. This actually works because you've set this intention now. So just take a small version of that person and pop them up on the other shoulder. You're carrying everybody with you through the practice. Now we come to the third individual. And the third individual, we're going to choose someone who irritates us or annoys us a bit, just rubs us up the wrong way. Don't choose your worst enemy. You can often be surprised that the person that comes to mind is a family member, often because you're around them a lot, or a friend even. So none of this is about us being a good or a bad person, so don't worry about that. Just choose somebody that irritates you a bit and feel what that feels like in your body when you think of that person, because it will have a certain resonance or sensation attached to it. Just the thought of them makes you feel a certain way. But now we notice that all we're feeling is sensation in the body. The stuff. And it's us that's feeling that stuff. There are other people that don't get irritated by that person. There are other people that don't get annoyed by that person. That person isn't inherently annoying or irritating. We just perceive them to be that way. For someone else, they might be the first person who they can feel unbridled compassion for. So it's all about us, really. But we see that even though that person might exhibit behaviours that we find irritating, essentially they're just human and they want the same simple things that we do. They want to suffer less. They want to be happier. And when we break it down to these simple things without any of the added mental content, we start to see that we're all very, very similar. So we just try to recapture even a tiny, tiny drop of that compassion that we felt for the first person. And don't worry if this feels like a fake exercise. This is how it works and how it starts. And with a little bit of understanding that we're not so different, we try to extend this little drop of compassion out to our irritating person. And we extend the same 3 wishes, because why not? Why not? It costs nothing. I hope you're healthy as possible. I hope you can be happy. And I hope you can be free from suffering. So free from this suffering of feeling like you're alone and separate from everybody in this little contracted body we all feel we're stuck in. Why wouldn't I feel that? And the next time you see that person, you'll be amazed to find that you have got a tiny bit more patience, compassion and understanding for the way that they act and the way that it makes you feel. So just pop them up on your shoulder with the others. Now we thought that one was difficult. Now we come to the hardest person, and that's ourself. That can be hard to picture ourselves, so you might need to picture yourself in a photo or as if you're looking in a mirror. And we struggle the most with ourselves because we know exactly what's going on in our own minds. We know all of our darkest thoughts, our jealousies and our angers, irritations, greed, jealousy, etc. And all of those emotions, like everybody else, are just because we want to feel happier. They're just odd ways of trying to find that happiness and to shake off suffering. So now we take all of this practice and any compassion that we can spare for ourselves, because if we can't love ourselves, find it very hard to really love anyone else, selflessly anyway. And we extend that wish to ourselves, be more patient with ourselves, more understanding with ourselves, because we see clearly why we do the things we do. And we see that we're just human like everyone else. And every human is imperfect. It's our nature. And we extend the same 3 wishes. May I be happy. May I be as healthy as possible. And may I be free from suffering. And to be free from suffering means may I be clear about all my misunderstandings. If we're clear about our misunderstandings, then suffering comes to an end. And why wouldn't we want that for ourselves? There's no reason that we wouldn't, logically. So we can just join the gang up on our own shoulder, just all hanging out. And the last individual is a group, and we extend it in this one to this group that we're practicing with. Not only the people present this morning, but the people who couldn't make it in this morning, the people who watch it later in the day. But just knowing that there are a group of similar people who want similar things. We're all working very hard to try and develop that. And you feel compassion for everyone's struggle in that group, because every struggle that you feel with the practice, days it goes well, days it goes bad, the days that it's really hard, it makes no sense, it feels like you're going backwards. We feel that compassion because we know that everyone else in this group, including me, experiences exactly the same things. We're not alone in experiencing those. And we extend that same wish to everybody in that group. I wish you to be happy. I wish you to be as healthy as possible. And I wish you to find an end of your suffering, to be free from that suffering. Now it's getting a bit crowded up there, but I'm sure we can shove all 35 of us and the other 10 or 15 that practice later. They can all find a place somewhere up on your shoulders. And it's a lovely thing to refer back to in your day, to feel like you're carrying everyone that we've practiced with in this session, including your neutral person, your loved person, your irritating person, and yourself, carrying them all around with you. It starts to dissolve this sense of being separate and alone. Good. Now we just notice our breath again. Breath reappears. Allow it to come a little deeper into your body. Starting to feel your arms, legs, your hands and your feet. Bringing a gentle wiggle back to your fingers and your toes. Might take a little stretch. Rub your hands together. Rub your face, whatever works for you.